Stop me on a quiet street with tired eyes and a gentle smile. Excuse me, sir, what time is it? She asked and waited for a while. I looked at her, then softly laughed. Not because the question was wrong. I whispered, I don't have any time. My time has been gone too long. She thought I was joking, just another stranger passing by. But pain has a language, you can see it in someone's eyes. I gave every hour, every day, every dream I had away. I gave my youth, my soul, my heart. Still she chose to walk away. So don't ask me what time it is, I don't keep it anymore. The woman that I loved took every second when she walked out the door. She stayed instead of saying goodbye, listening like no one had before. She said no one deserves that kind of love, then stared down at the floor. I smiled and said, it's all alright. Some people are lessons, not forever. But deep inside, I still wonder, could broken hearts heal together? She slowly reached into her bag, pulled out an old silver watch. It's been broken for 7 years, she said. I never fixed it because the man who gave it to me never came back. I looked into her eyes and suddenly I remembered hers. All this time we carry pieces of a love we thought had died. Two strangers standing face to face with yesterday still locked inside. She never asked the time again, she simply held my hand. Maybe love was never late, it just arrived with a different plan. She asked me what time it was, but fate was asking something else. Man, excuse me, is the seat taken?
Yes, my fiancé is sitting there.
Every Sunday just before sunset, you'd find her by the old oak tree, smiling at an empty chair, like someone only she could see. People whispered as they passed, wondering why she still came here. But hope can live much longer than 1,000 wasted years. 15 years have come and gone since the promise by this place, I'll come back. Those were the final words she heard before time erased his face. She never saw the tears he hid, she never knew the road he chose. He left to chase one impossible dream, to give her eyes the light she'd never known. Some promises take the longest road home. If love can wait through every season, then maybe time is not goodbye. Some hearts don't stop believing, even when the years pass by. Every sunset found her waiting, every sunrise kept the flame. She saved an empty chair for the man who never changed. I asked, may I sit beside you? She smiled and softly shook her head. Someone's already sitting there, the man I never stopped loving. Then she turned and looked at me with eyes I once dreamed she would see the world through. I whispered, close your eyes. She smiled before I finished. You always said that whenever I was afraid. My hands began to shake, open them. She looked into my face, and through her tears she whispered, you came back. Some promises are worth the waiting. Some dreams just need more time. I crossed the years to find you. You crossed the dark to find the light. The first face your eyes remembered was never someone new. It was the man who promised he would come back for you. The empty chair was never empty. It was filled with 15 years of faithful love.
Please, somebody help him. Please, don't close your eyes. I never knew your name that day, only the hands that pulled me away. You took the fall that should have been mine, then disappeared with borrowed time. They said you'd wake, but not the same. Your memory's lost inside the pain. So every night I'd quietly pray that you'd find your way again. Some debts can't be repaid with words, only with staying. So I stayed when everyone else went home. I learned your silence like it was my own. You saved my life in just one breath. I gave you all the days I had left, not because I owed you my heart, but because you already had it. I wore a stranger's name each day, afraid the truth would push you away. You smiled at me without a clue, never knowing I once belonged to you. The seasons changed outside your room. Your laughter slowly filled the air. Somewhere between the medicine, love quietly settled there. One evening, you looked into my eyes and softly smiled. You've been pretending all this time, haven't you? My heart stood still. I remembered you months ago. I just needed to know, were you staying because you felt guilty, or because you loved me? I stayed because you saved my life, but I remained because you became my life. No promise, no obligation, no debt could ever explain why every tomorrow always led me back to you. Oh, oh. That day, you gave me another chance to live. I never knew I'd spend the rest of my life giving that chance back to you.
Excuse me, how much for a portrait? She can't hear you, son. The morning sun lit up the square. She drew 1,000 passing faces, a quiet smile upon her lips, a lonely heart in crowded places. She spoke through every line she drew, though silence filled her world each day. People praised her gentle hands, then slowly walked away. I heard the whispers in the crowd, such a beautiful girl. It's a shame she cannot hear. So I sat down without a word and let her draw my face. She never heard my beating heart. in silence before a single word is said. She smiled each time our eyes would meet. Her pencil danced with every line. I almost told her how I felt, but fear arrived before the time. The ring I bought, still in my drawer. The future I'd saved it for had disappeared when someone else walked out the door. Before I left, I placed my savings beneath the portrait she had drawn, along with one last letter. This money was meant for the woman I thought I'd marry. Now I know it was always meant for the woman who never stopped believing, even in silence. Months went by, then one afternoon I heard someone softly call my name. I turned around, she stood there crying, holding the portrait against her heart. Your signature was all I needed to find the man who gave me my first hello. Today she hears the birds, the rain, the music, but my favorite sound will always be the first time she said thank you.
The station hasn't changed at all. The old clock still runs slow. This was where you held my hand the night you let me go. Every year the last train comes at the very same old time. I told myself I'd ride once more, just to leave the past behind. Then the door slid open wide, and there you were alone. A face I knew a lifetime ago, a heart I'd once called home. You smiled like nothing happened, like time had stood still. But silence spoke much louder than words ever will. I carried one last question for all these missing years. Why did you disappear without a single goodbye? Did you ever think about me on those lonely nights? I waited through the seasons, believing love was true, but every train kept leaving without bringing back you. You looked outside the window and quietly said to me, I thought leaving would hurt you less than watching me become someone I couldn't be. I closed my eyes and whispered, you should have let me choose. The train reached the final station. I reached inside my coat and placed a wedding invitation gently into your hands. I'm not here to ask you to come back. I'm here to say goodbye. The man I'm marrying loves me the way I once prayed you would. But before I could love him, I had to thank the man who first taught me how to love. This is our last train together, not our last memory. Some loves are never meant forever, but they become who we're meant to be. As I stepped into tomorrow, I left yesterday behind. Some goodbyes don't break your heart, they finally set it free. The doors closed, the train moved on. I never looked back, because for the first time I wasn't leaving someone. I was finally coming when the city falls asleep tonight, and the stars are all that's left to see. Will my name still cross your mind like a forgotten melody? I still hear your laughter in the rain, like echoes dancing through the years. Time may teach us how to live apart, but not how to erase what's here. If love was written in the sky, maybe it never really fades. If you ever miss me in the middle of the night, close your eyes and follow where the memories shine. Every whispered promise, every last goodbye still lives somewhere between your heart and mine. If you ever miss me, don't be afraid to cry. Some loves never truly die. Someone else may hold your hand someday. Someone else may make you smile again, but a piece of us will always stay hidden where the silence
before noon, I'd knock upon your weathered door. You take the letter from my hand, then tear it up like those before. You never looked me in the eyes, you never spoke a single word. Only silence filled the air as every page was left unheard. I told myself it wasn't mine to question someone else's pain. I was only the messenger, carrying words that long to stay, watching every hope get scattered, blown like paper in the rain. Some stories never find a voice, some hearts just hide forever. I was only till I read your letter. One cold afternoon after you were gone, I gathered every torn up page, piece by piece, line by line. A lifetime trapped inside a cage. The handwriting slowly formed a name I never knew before. Then every sentence broke my heart more than all the ones before. The truth was never in the silence, it was hidden in the words. My love, if you're reading this, I couldn't make it home. Please don't blame yourself, the accident was never your fault. I've asked the messenger you'd finally read one. And if the man who carries my words ever becomes the reason you smile again, please don't be afraid to love him, because loving again is the last gift I could ever give you. Next Friday, I knocked once more, not with another letter, but with a single white flower. And for the first time, you opened the door with a smile. I remember the day you walked inside, buying things you didn't really need. You smiled like someone hiding storms, yet somehow you kept smiling back at me.
Day by day you stayed a little longer, finding reasons just to pass my way. I never knew that fate was writing a goodbye before hello could stay. You looked at me with careful eyes, as if loving me was something you should hide. I thought you were just scared of love. I never knew you were scared of time. You never said the words, but I heard them in your heart. You pushed me far away before we could even start. You thought you were protecting me by walking out of sight, but love was never frightened of one more borrowed night. One morning you stopped coming by. The little store felt cold and strange. Then someone placed a letter in my hands, and nothing in my life remained the same. The doctor said your days were numbered long before you ever met me. So you buried every feeling to set my future free. But you never knew, I already knew. I saw the medicine hidden in your bag. I heard the phone call you thought I'd never hear. I stayed, not because I pitied you. I stayed because I loved you. You thought you were saving me, but you stole my chance to love you until your very last heartbeat. If I had one more day with you, I'd choose forever in a single night. I'd rather lose you holding my hand than spend a lifetime wondering why. Love was never measured by how many years we'd have. It was always about who we chose to love with the time we had. So if heaven lets you hear this song, don't say you're sorry. Just wait for me, and this time